Police are warning parents about the dangers of gifting e-scooters and e-bikes to children following an alarming rise in the number of injuries. A £12 million fundraising bid is underway to save Ellisland Farm in Dumfries, where Robert Burns wrote Auld Lang Syne, and enhancing biodiversity in the area. And now the weather with Sarah. OK, now it's over to Stephen Jardine to find out what's happening on BBC Radio Scotland from 9 o'clock. And that's all for the moment, but I'll be back with another update at around 9:10. I hope you can join me then. Bye-bye. Hello, good morning. People suffering from the chronic pain condition fibromyalgia are waiting years for diagnosis, undergoing unnecessary tests and even being prescribed harmful drugs. Aberdeen describes the condition as a daily struggle. A former Scottish MEP for Nigel Farage's Brexit party has denied taking large payments as part of a pro-Russian influence campaign in the European Parliament. Court evidence shows cash was made available for David Coburn, also Scotland's former UKIP leader, by a man accused of being a Russian pawn and paymaster of Nathan Gill. Gill was jailed for 10 years after taking money for pro-Russia interviews and speeches. There's no evidence Mr Coburn accepted or received cash, where Davis reports. A £12 million fundraising bid is underway to save Ellisland Farm in Dumfries, where Robert Burns wrote Auld Lang Syne. That's all for now. Bye-bye. Hello there, good afternoon. A prominent former Scottish MEP for Nigel Farage's Brexit party has denied taking large payments as part of a pro-Russian influence campaign in the European Parliament. Evidence presented to a court shows cash was made available for David Coburn, who was also Scotland's former UKIP leader, by a man accused of being a Russian pawn. Oleg Voloshin was the paymaster of Nathan Gill, the disgraced former leader of Reform in Wales. Gill was jailed for 10.5 years after taking money for pro-Russia interviews and speeches. There's no evidence Mr Coburn accepted or received cash, where Davis reports. Adele Williams ending that report from Fiona Stocker there. Now, plans to move asylum seekers to a military site in the Highlands look likely to be delayed. The Home Rangers captain James Tavernier insists his side can still reach the knockout stages of the Europa League despite taking just 1 point from their opening 5 fixtures with last night's draw against Braga. Aberdeen's hopes of progression from the Conference League are also hanging by a thread after a draw with FC Noah, while Celtic's victory away to Feyenoord has put them in a good position to reach the Europa League playoffs. And now it's time for the weather with Judith. Any good news for us?
Yes,
My house was going to blow down last night.
I know. What a wild night of weather it was. You're absolutely right. Thank you very much. A very good afternoon show. These castles are Scottish castles built to last the passage of time and the passage of pretty wild weather as well, which is what we saw last night, tied in with this low pressure system and its associated fronts. It pulls away later today over to Scandinavia, allowing northerly winds to set in, bringing much colder weather over the weekend and dry weather before we're back out to the Atlantic, bringing some wet and windy weather on Monday. So this afternoon we have some really squally winds. We've still got those severe gales across the Northern Isles. They'll gradually ease this evening, but squally winds pushing in some frequent blustery, squally, thundery showers, you name it, it's there across western and northern parts, and some 1 or 2 getting through to the east, but generally a drier picture here, and it will feel cold with all that going on. Now the winds do start to ease later this afternoon, but that bank of showers sinking south as we head through tonight, bringing a spell of heavy rain for all of us at some point. Then the winds veering into the north, scattered showers pushing into the north as well, a wintry flavour to those showers too. The winds will be brisk, but we lose the high winds that we've seen overnight and during today as well. Drier and clearer for many, a legacy of cloud across the very far south, and it could be cold enough for a touch of frost through some inland parts tonight, and possibly a risk of ice as well. Tomorrow, a much brighter day, a scattering of showers in the north that will be wintry in nature, bit of cloud in the south, the possibility of some rain. There's still a bit of doubt about that, but elsewhere drier, brighter, some sunny spells. It'll feel cold in that wind direction. A cold, frosty start to Sunday, but a lot of dry weather with sunny spells. That's your forecast.
Brilliant. Thank you, Judith.